Saw the MAGA hat.
Thank you so much.
I got one.
You've got one.
Yes.
Have you got a couple of moments? Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
You?
Just a couple of moments. We're basically. I've got my MAGA hat on, and Donald Trump has made "Make America Great Again," and it's obviously very, very popular. We're asking the question today: what will it take to make the UK great again?
Come here.
Come on in. Yeah, this is great.
To put the UK residents first.
To put UK residents first.
Nothing more than that. Agreed?
What this for Starmer?
Yeah, if you had the opportunity to have a conversation with Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, what would you say to him to make?
Again, to put our residents first and foremost.
Our
Nothing.
taxpayers.
Yeah.
The people that are paying their taxes, they want it used properly.
Yes.
That's not paying for people coming on rubber boats or whatever, back of lorries or anything else, taking the mickey out of Great Britain.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
There's a big problem. You see it time and time again. There's the photos, the videos of people coming over on boats. What do you think the root cause to this is, and how do we stop illegal immigration?
Well, they started far too late, far too slow. And the first boat, I know I'm a bit of an extremist, if you like, but what they should have done after the first boat landed, which had about 8 personnel on board, that's about all, the Navy should have got out there on our border in the sea, and the next one that came across, there would only be a low number of personnel on the thing. They should have gone out there with live weapons, halted the boats mid-channel, hailed them and told them, return back to France, and here's a little warning, live ammunition either side of the boats, not shooting the personnel, and if you come any further then we will sink you. The amount of lives that will be lost will be a maximum of about 8. How many have we lost in the meantime while they're still been coming over? Way more than one small boat load.
Yes.
It would have stopped in an instant, because who would want to risk their lives if that's the way this country of ours is going to treat them?
Yes.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah. This week we've been, honouring and remembering VE Day, 80 years. Obviously, our veterans. You see stories of veterans being homeless and struggling.
Exactly.
And these people have risked their lives. Many gave their lives for this country.
Yeah.
On a final kind of note, what would you do if you was in power as a Prime Minister? What policies would you really try to enforce?
As regarding what this nation sacrificed, the lives that we have.
Yeah, just so that we speak to a lot of people, and everybody's struggling. Cost of living, education, immigration. The standards of the cleanliness around towns. What does need to happen, because Labour's not doing a good job right now.
Of course they don't. No, they're not bright enough to do a good job. I mean, we just got that new Labour mayor in Lincoln. Not Labour mayor.
Reform.
Mayor, and she has the right idea. If they're coming here, because we're not stopping them on the border, I mean, we should tell the French to actually do one, is put them in tents. Put them in the middle of Dartmoor or somewhere like that where there's nothing. Don't give them phones. Don't give them any pocket money. Treat them as they should be treated. We are looking after them as though the royalty. We're looking after them as though we should be looking after them. We have no legal right to look after them because they have no legal right to come into our country.
Thank you so much for a couple of moments of your time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the MAGA handshake. I really appreciate that. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the sun. And
have you seen this? It's going to get blocked out.
Are you not aware about that?
I heard that
chemtrails?
they're now trying to block the sun, right?
Yeah, but they're going to do it. They've been doing it for the past 3 years. That's what all this lot is.
April 2021, I started logging, monitoring, witnessing the chemtrails. It's strontium, barium, aluminium coming down on our waterways, on our land. It's changing the weather.
Right.
I have monitored it for 5 years, and somebody, the MPs refuse to say it. They are denying it. Civil Aviation Authority are denying it. Environmental Department are denying it.
Yeah.
Everybody is denying it's happening, and it's falling on your family.
So, I mean, you've got all this old timers coming. They're dropping the aluminium. Obviously, it's only microscopic, you know, and we're breathing it in, and they wonder why Alzheimer's is going up, because that's the main problem with the Alzheimer patient. He's got aluminium in the brain.
Yeah, which is kind of contradicting to then when you think of the net zero and, you know, going green. If they're trying to block the sun out, then
One doesn't mean it cancels the other.
cancels the other.
If you stop for a minute, I'll show you.
No problem.
See, come on.
Yeah,
Where's the tree?
I can see that. Yep.
That is caused by one trail from a plane.
Oh wow.
Let me glasses.
Do you are you documenting this anywhere,
Yes,
like online,
Absolutely.
for people to see and follow?
Let me jot something down for you to research when you go home. Can you see?
Yes.
One trail spreads. Can you see them?
Yes, I can see
They
that.
spread, they cover the sun, they've been doing it for years and years and years.
Wow.
The sun used to be yellow, if you remember.
Now it's
It's
white.
not now, is it? Because you got a film in front.
In Aberystwyth, near Aberystwyth, can you see the lines?
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Aberystwyth is called HARP. It's interrupting the ionosphere. I'm trying to find my pen. I'm going to jot some things down for you.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a military weapon.
So-
They did it in Vietnam. That's why all the rain. They
Okay.
made the rain. I mean, now we're on a drought, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I mean, when it's a blue sky and it's a day like this, everybody feels happy and they're
Oh,
like,
yes.
because we know it's going to be grey again next week.
Well, that's true.
You know, and do you think then this is on purpose? Are they just having a day off?
It is
So just to give us a little bit of sun?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, it might be that bit feel-good thing. It could well be. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it is. Whether it delays the spreading, because I mean, what the Northern Lights. I mean, we could see the Northern Lights down here. Now, people used to take trips to go up north
Yes.
to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
So what's altered? Mankind mucking about
Yeah.
has altered. You know, when you stop, put your barrow down and think about what you've seen, and you've not really thought much about what you've seen, but stop and think what you've seen, think, well, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're seeing strange things like, how come you see the sun and the moon in the same, you know, the moon's there, there's no one going over now. The moon's there and the sun's there. I thought that it's supposed to go round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. It does make you stop and want to just think about what you're experiencing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's but like I said, there's another one going over there, fresh, polluted. And they just say it's normal condensation trails. They all come out with the same thing. It's the hot gases out of the engine hitting the cold
Yeah.
atmosphere. No. It isn't.
No. Interesting.
3 things to look at it on Facebook.
Yep.
Thousands and thousands of us
Yep.
have been monitoring and witnessing. Everything's on there, all our photographs and evidences and what have you. That's a good one.
Yep.
But in Vietnam, Operation Popeye altered the weather.
It's really interesting. Really interesting. Thank you so much. I really thank you for your time that you spent with me today. I will be sharing what you've shared with me here down below.
Where are you from?
We're actually a part of Systemized Group, which is around the corner in town. And the reason why we wanted to get out on the streets, so we've got a YouTube channel called Uncensored Streets, because when we came to town centre, so we've got a warehouse on the outskirts of town, so we never really was experiencing what town centre really is for what it truly is. And coming to work on a daily basis, we started to see the graffiti, the waste, the rundown, and coming into town for our lunch. And we wanted just to get out on the streets and talk to normal, everyday people, what their thoughts are. We've got a YouTube channel. I don't have a, it's just Uncensored, Kev Blackburn, Uncensored Streets.
Who was that guy that came round and did Scunthorpe? Peter?
Oh, I don't know his name.
Uncensored Streets. Yeah, search me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We don't have a website at this moment in time, but we will do into the future. Yeah. And we talk a greater and a more optimistic, positive future for the UK. So we are reform supporters because truly I genuinely believe that reform's the actual only viable party, as it stands, that has the ability to separate these parties of Labour and Conservatives, and that's why I've got the hat on today. Yes, it's Make America Great Again, but but you know I've got my family here. You know, we've got our children here, we've got business here, and we want the best for the British people. You know, so that's.
You're involved.
Of course.
You're involved. These people on these boats, they're just coming across for freebies. Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I wouldn't go to another country.
Do you know that Andrea had Jenkins? Sorry.
Yes.
She had a big protest in Lincoln. 30,000 acres of farmland is going to be covered in solar. 30,000
Really?
of your food.
Our food.
Our food growing.
That's devastating.
30,000 acres, and she had a big protest in Lincoln, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Recently.
That's devastating, because we want to protect our farmers, right?
Of course.
You know, we want to. We're supposed to be going green as well, and you know these wind farms and the solar panels. Like, yeah, we're going to have to maintain them? Where are they going to end up in landfill? You know, what's?
Well, half of the stuff can't go in the landfill, you know, because it's all fiberglass and stuff like that. It's just useless. What we're going to do with it? Nothing. I mean, the wind turbines, it sounds wonderful. Oh, free electricity when it first came in, this wind turbine like, oh, we're going to get free electricity because the wind's generating. You know, forget buying the turbine in the first place, forget that. But now, the national grid has to pay when there isn't enough space on the national grid system to take on the amount of generation that is available, because it's uncontrollable, basically, the wind turbine generation. So when the national grid say, no, we've got enough electricity on our system, then the wind turbine people hold the hand out and they get a payment for not selling anything to the grid. Can you make that up?
It doesn't make no sense.
The wind turbine owners, which are on Europe, you know, I don't know, it's a Swedish or something like that. Anyway, over there on the continent, they are reaping whether the generation is taken or the generation is not taken. It's a win-win for them people, but the grid does not get any compensation from the wind turbine owners if they can't provide, and then the grid has to go for a dearer electrical supply coming from France, coming from wherever.
And who's paying the price? We are all paying the price.
They are dictating, the foreigner is dictating how much it's going to cost the UK. So our electricity will never, ever, ever go down with green, because who owns all the gear.
Yes.
It's
I really, really appreciate your time today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of Friday and have a great
With
weekend.
Andrew Jenkins.
Will do. We'd like to invite her for sure. Thank you so much. See you later. Goodbye.